he's 94% successful in his persistency.
Yeah, this was a long time coming. Held his ult until he could finally get it off, making sure that they didn't have any flashes down at the bottom side, so no way that Frey escapes. This was a great contribution.
Yeah,
coming in over the wall right there. And of course, Wolf hooking Gorilla. Look at Marin, instant engage. What beautiful Gnar play from Marin during that team fight. And then Tom able to actually pick it up right there. Didn't use the smite. Not really sure what happened. It could be a graphical glitch and he could have had that second smite up. I'm not exactly sure, but
could have been
very interesting attempt right there on the Dragon. Ends disastrously. And then another ult right under the turret. Great accuracy on that Glacial Prison throughout this game.
Yeah, and I mean, we talked about just how good some of GE's team fighting was. This was a great example of that, but SK Telecom really had some spectacular team fighting themselves.
Well, look how well he heals for Bang right here.
Yeah.
He uses all of his abilities to make sure that Bang stays alive after they commit to that kill onto Easy Hoon. Heals very, very well for his backline, and that allows Bang to clean up.
Yeah, that means that Tom is back in again for game number 2. SK Telecom sticking rather with Tom and Easy Hoon here in game number 2.
Well, Tom is 3-0 against GE right now. He seems to have what it takes to win games for SKT in this matchup, so why sub him out right now? Easy Hoon will be in the game again.
Any nerves that Tom might have had going into this one are pretty much gone at this point. You dominate game 1, you get MVP. Hard to be nervous going into another game at this point.
Indeed.
Yep. And the GE Tigers, they need to switch things up a little bit. The Aurelia pick did not work out. What do you think they need to change?
The Aurelia pick was very weird. The way Nunu was played was quite odd, with that emphasis on ganking instead of really matching Tom in terms of CS.
It's like he didn't pick Jarvan, but he kind of thought he did, you know?
Yeah, and I'd also like to point out that when we were looking at the graphs before this game, we saw that the majority, I shouldn't say majority, but 31% of this team's damage came from Frey on that 80 carry roll. And they picked Urgot. You need to give him something he can actually carry with.
We'll see what they give him in game number 2. SK Telecom versus GE Tigers. Welcome to Picks and Bans in game 2 of our season finals here on OGN.
All right, so same bans as last game so far. LeBlanc for SK Telecom, Lulu for the GE Tigers. Rek'Sai will be banned out once more by SKT. Don't want to first pick that one. Happy with Tom's performance on that Sejuani. And his skill shot accuracy on Sejuani has been very impressive throughout his very short tenure here.
Yeah, I mean, mechanically, decision-making wise, he's been very, very solid. I'm really excited to see what this kid can do, you know, as his career develops, because he's already got such a strong start going forward.
Yeah, he did get a little bit of exposed in the CJ games. Yeah, it could happen again.
You got to expect that to happen with a new jungler, though. I mean, that's you expect that to happen pretty much every game with a new jungler.
This is very interesting. Kassadin here is going to be a ban. This is not a champion that we've seen a lot in Korea. Yes, we've seen it many times in China, particularly in the LPL, and it's popped up in the LCS as well. But it hasn't been a big pick here in Korea. Kalista, of course, banned out. Urgot available, but I feel at this point it's almost a bait for the GE Tigers.
They're going to take away Sivir and Sejuani. That means Tom's going to get Nunu, though, and I don't think he's going to feel uncomfortable at all with that. What do you think about this first pick Azir? I mean, we know these guys have been playing it a lot in solo queue. Is it really first pick worthy?
Well, it's very interesting how much practice all the mid laners in this match, Easy Hoon, Faker, and Kuro, have been putting onto that champion recently. Yeah. They want to put Kuro on something that he's not going to be comfortable playing. Kuro long ago started playing some of these zone control mids. If we think about Kuro historically, for the last few years, he's been an Orianna player. He's been a Syndra player. Ziggs player. Yep. So Azir really fits into his wheelhouse in that way, and why not get him on something that makes him less comfortable? Because he did go pretty even in lane with Easy Hoon in the last game, and they're going to take the Nunu for the synergy as well, and the Gnar, grabbed by Marin again, had a great game on it last time. Why not try and repeat that performance? Please don't play Aurelia.
Oh, wow, I don't know. It's a best of 5, but do you really want to take that risk 2 games in a row? And we may see that Kennen. I wonder if it's going to be a support or a top Kennen if they lock it in.
Typically it has been a top Kennen when we've seen it.
All right, well, there's the Aurelia again for Smeb, too.
He wants this matchup again. He obviously feels that he just misplayed it last time.
Yep.
And he's going to have better kill pressure with the Sejuani than he would with the Nunu, but he's going to have to do more work because his tower just got chipped out. He couldn't get a CS lead. He couldn't get any more kills beyond that first blood. And
yeah, if we're talking about kill pressure, he got first blood. Like, what more does he want, you know?
You have to be able to snowball that. You have to be able to do something. And instead, with that first blood gold, all he did was lose his tower and TP late into the team fights and not have anywhere near as much of an effect as this Gnar. So I think Smeb just maybe thinks he misplayed it or something like that. It's the only thing I can imagine in this situation, grabbing that same matchup 2 times in a row when it couldn't really have gone better for him in that first game.
Well, maybe Alistar here for Wolf. It will be Bang locking in that Corki as well. So champion we haven't seen quite as much in the tank meta.
Corki champion we haven't seen in, like you're saying, quite a while actually. Yeah. And not one that benefits so much from that blood boil. Wolf on the Alistar again. And now will we see Gorilla's Annie here for some more engage. This would set them up with some better pick potential with the Aurelia than they had in the last game. Yeah. But still, not anywhere near as tanky as SKT's composition. Thresh would serve the same purpose as Annie.
And maybe a Thresh. Locked in for Gorilla would be a pretty solid pickup as well.
This Alistar's going to be very difficult to deal with, though, because he is going to be able to break the CC on the Cassiopeia ult and really start messing with the relatively short-range carries of Cassiopeia and Sivir on the GE Tigers composition. Yeah. Meanwhile, SKT again selecting a team composition with a high amount of tankiness. Some fantastic siege with SKT. Azir and Corki grouping after a couple core items could really help them get some towers down quickly.
If it comes to team fighting, it really looks like they're going to be relying on EasyHoon as well for the damage this time around. I mean, if he gets taken out, you've got a Corki instead of a Sivir. Might get a little bit more dicey this time, but we'll see how they do.
And the big question mark is this Aurelia on the top side.
Yeah.
Didn't work at all last game. Even with that first blood gold, can it be turned around somehow by Smeb and Lee in this next one? Yes, they've got a different jungler in that Sejuani, so they should have a little bit better time, but I just don't think Aurelia is that strong of a pick.
I mean, we saw how well Marin did after the first blood. You know, now if he plays it a bit safer, he's going to be able to start doing that right away.
Yeah, we see the Hecarim still available. We see the Shyvana still available. This is a very different top lane dynamic than we saw in the CJ versus SKT series.
Yeah, so mid laners swapping champions for game number 2. Kuro on that Cassiopeia now, EasyHoon on the Azir. And again, you know, kind of a surprising pickup with Corki for Bang. I mean, obviously great siege with that Azir, but they're going to need to get something done early.
They absolutely will. Alistar, a bit of a wacky pick coming in here. Don't see too much of that, but we'll see what Wolf can do.
It's time to get into game number 2, guys. Let's do it. Here we are. Welcome to Summoner's Rift. GE Tigers versus SK Telecom, and we see GE moving as a unit. Down to the bottom here, Bang's going to spot one of them, at least. Now we're going to spot all of them.
Boss bomb into the tri-brush, but looks like GE trying to get some deep wards in right here. With the Alistar Corki lane against Sivir Thresh, it wouldn't surprise me for SKT to really want to lane swap here in this position. So you don't eat so much of that harass early on. We've seen most Corki players here in Korea want to swap out of the Sivir matchup, generally speaking. And then once you hit 6, then you can move back into that lane and you've got a little bit more trading power with your rockets.
Well, SKT using that opportunity after seeing GE down in their bottom jungle to get some nice deep wards up in top.
Yep.
So they'll be able to get a lot of info about that possible lane swap if they want it.
A pretty typical counter warding strategy right there.
Yep. Doesn't look like there's going to be a lane swap, though, unless people start moving right now.
Just holding on.
Yeah.
Thresh actually going into lane to see if he needs to freeze the minion wave. He could get in trouble right here, actually. Okay, they're going to ping him.
Yep.
So no lane swap needed. In fact, no Gromp taken. And GE knows from those wards that there won't be Krugs taken on the other side. And that'll be no early experience for either duo lane.
Yeah,
and we get a standard game again this time around. And well, Marin did. Same matchup, same items. Doran Shield first for Marin.
Well, if this Aurelia doesn't work out this time, I think it's going to be the last time we see it in the series.
All right, so Tom, since the Sivir was late to lane, Tom knew that there had been a leash on the bottom side, so he reacts by going immediately from Gromp to red.
Yeah, they might be able to triple buff this.
Yeah, stealing that one away. He'll probably path right to his own red buff afterwards and try and deal with the Sejuani. Tom.
Oh, Lee's going to be so sad.
He's going to be
all right, time to take the red buff. Oh.
Where'd he go? Oh, he actually went around and then back down into the river. So Lee knows that it's been taken, but that's another little bit of extra pressure that Marin doesn't have to worry about. Not having that red buff, which did lead to his first blood up in the top side that time. And look, this time around, they've actually adapted their jungle pathing. So remember how Marin died in the last game. Tom took the crab on the bottom side of the map instead of the top side, and Marin didn't trinket ward, and he had no crab.
Yeah.
This time they've adapted. They've got the crab there, so he has a little bit extra protection from behind. So they've already, SK Telecom has learned.
Oh boy.
They've really learned from their mistakes. Now, will they make them again? Marin has a ward in his inventory right now.
I was going to say, has he learned? Has he really? Getting slowed down in a little bit of trouble here. There's the hop. Much better hop this time around. He had the minion wave, but again, that was a bit of a scary situation for Marin.
The difference is that we didn't see Lee able to go around necessarily as much as he could, but Marin plays a little better. Tom is going to respond with a solo dragon.
We've seen this so many times.
He doesn't have pressure in the bottom side.
Yeah, but nobody seems to realize he's doing this. There's no warding that tells GE it's going on. All they know is they haven't seen him for a while.
No, they're figuring it out right now.
Yeah, are they figuring it out in time, though? There's a ward coming in. Looks like they're going to fight over it. Wolf trying to zone out Prey. Bang doing a little bit of damage, and they have to get him out on the Lantern. Looks like SKT will be able to take this first dragon after all at 4 minutes.
Yeah, Tom doesn't even have a point in E yet. Went 2 points in Consume, 1 point into Blood Boil after seeing what was going on in topside, specifically so he could make that play. Now, did it leave him defenseless? Absolutely, but Bang and Wolf were there. They had pressure in mid, and Bang and Wolf got into the river and were able to zone. So nicely done by them. But Tom is a bit of a risk taker, and that's what we see right there. If he gets into a fight at that dragon with no points in Snowball, it could have been disastrous.
Hey, as long as it pays off, though, and I guess it did that time. Interesting stuff. Meanwhile, Lee coming down in bot lane. Looks like we may have a play there. There's a flash play. Valkyrie immediately, they bring him in with the Lantern. Nice pulverize from Wolf. Great disengage from SK Telecom. Bang and Wolf really not much danger at all there.
And GE kind of screwing up the setup on that one. Grouping for a pretty easy pull from Wolf, honestly. Now they're going to try and dive this, considering how low Bang is.
Yeah.
Tom is here. He's 4. He should have his E now.
You would think so, right? He's got the double buffs as well, whereas Lee with no buffs right now.
Yeah, does have the snowball, so they're not actually going to be able to...
Ooh, Bang. You got to be careful, buddy.
This matchup can be a bit tricky for Orky early on, but SKT committing to this strategy of early dragons one more time, and it seems like whenever Tom wants these early dragons against Lee, he just kind of gets them, and Lee again, just playing top side of the map. They know what GE wants to do here. Right. They know they want to snowball the Aurelia because that's the only way this Aurelia is going to be relevant come the mid and late game. And they get
Instead,
that
she's
advantage.
been irrelevant.
Yes.
Oh.
You make me sad.
I promise look it better from here on out. No, I can't make that promise, but I'll see what I can do. All my people call your people, you know.
I'm just trying to understand what GE's thought process is around this pickup, because
it really must be, I mean, one of two things. You know, Nofe really believing in it or Smeb really believing in it.
But here's the other aspect of this, Doa, is when we look at what the pressure situation turned out to be in their last games, in the final matchup for each team in the regular season, it was so much about Tom playing around the early dragon and Lee wanting to gank in the top side. And that caused huge, huge problems for them because Lee just couldn't get what he wanted done. And if I'm GE coming into this match, I'm expecting, as we see this ward here, and Lee not going to be able to do much of anything.
Hey, what do you know?
Wolf's Gorilla's here too.
Oh, boy. Oh. All right, well, Marin decided to stick around anyway. There we go. Marin in a little bit of trouble. There's a play. There's a flash. Hops out. Actually makes it. Man, Marin just dancing on a razor's edge, though, but he's not giving up first blood this time.
And Lee doesn't have level 6 yet. Look at the farm again.
Yeah.
27-19. Lee's been on the warpath a bit, trying to gank here. Meanwhile, Tom has just thoroughly warded the bottom side jungle and is taking his ground. So Lee wants to get some wolves right here, but Prey's all by himself on the bottom side. Does get shoved back a little bit. And here we see the TP coming in. So as I was saying, if I'm GE and I see what happened and Tom's preference for that bottom side in the early Dragons in the last game, I'm not sure I give Smeb a champion that really needs to be snowballed out of the top side, because your jungler is basically just sacrificing Dragons at that point for a gank that may or may not work.
Right.
If you have Lee Sin, if you're going to play that way, you might as well all in on it, honestly, and play Lee Sin or something like that that can really do a lot of damage and gank effectively.
That's the confusing thing with Lee right now, is because he's picking meta champions, but he's not playing them in the meta style. He's still trying to play them like Lee Sin, like Jarvan, and it's just not working.
Yeah. I mean, I don't agree with picking Lee Sin either. I just think that if you want to play this way, go 100% all out in this fashion.
That's right. Pick the Rengar, pick the Lee Sin, pick the jungle Twitch, go all out. That's what Monty's telling you to do, is pick jungle Twitch.
My words exactly.
Yep, I'm pretty sure that's what you meant to say. Well, in the meanwhile, EasyHoon doing what EasyHoon does, continuing to farm up very safely.
This is a reverse matchup of the last time, except Kuro decided to go for the Ghost rather than the Ignite, which probably a better decision overall. Get that positioning during the team fights. Not a big fan of Ignite Cassiopeia. I think you have enough damage as it is, and just play safe and farm up as best you can.
Never have enough damage, Monty Bristow. You should know this. Ignite Victor. That's the way to go.
Nope, not this patch, Doa. That one's disabled.
He is, it's true. Oh, all from Marin, but Marin taking a lot of damage in response. He's got plenty of wards now, not that he really uses them, but he manages to hop out anyway.
Smeb is really going to have to make an impressive teleport play here, I think, to be relevant in this game.
Certainly looking like that, but you know, you say that, and then you look at Bang and Wolf, and they're playing back a little bit in lane. They're playing safe. They know there's no dragon for another, 40, 35 seconds, and they don't need to really expose themselves to any danger. Oh.
Look at that. They're clearing the Raptors immediately beforehand so that there's no Raptor buff to clear wards, actually, from SKT.
Not a bad idea.
Smeb still shoved into his turret right here. Now, importantly, he actually has won the CS battle this game, farming under his turret. Of course, Aurelia is excellent at that, especially once you get the Sheen and can proc it off of the Blade Surge.
We had that lead early on last game, too, and we saw Marin able to turn that one around. Now, what Marin won't have, though, potentially for this next Dragon fight is Mega Gnar.
1 second till it comes up, but Prey and Gorilla just not able to do very much right here. Nice dodge on the Boomerang Blade.
Yep. And with that level 6 now, Bang is going to feel a lot more comfortable in lane.
Now, Prey has no mana right now, so a bit shaky in terms of if he can actually fight around Dragon right now. Looks like Lee wants to take the Scuttle Crab. No immediate movement. There's a lot of vision for both teams around it right now, though. So
there we go. Lee deciding to grab that Scuttle Crab, yeah. Oh, meanwhile, a lot of damage on the Prey. Gets exhausted as well, too, and poking them out right before a Dragon attempt certainly will help.
Yeah, but they can't really clear at the moment is the thing. They may try and go for it anyway. They do have the wave in the mid lane.
They've got the teleport as well if they want to use it. Smeb does not have his. Wolf gets grabbed by that Death Sentence. There's the snowball onto Lee.
Well, Mar doesn't have TP quite yet. It's going to come up about 2 seconds.
Ah, okay, yep.
But this is a very small timing window.
Oh boy, Prey is not there. Are they going to come in and try to get it? Lee thinking about it. Kuro comes in from behind. They bring in EasyHoon. Oh, Dragon taken by Tom. SKT gets it. They're going to turn onto Kuro right away. Nice ult from Tom, although Kuro turns around to catch P's ult as well. Here comes the teleport. Bang fleeing from the fight right now. SKT a bit fractured at the moment, and they may get Wolf here. No, first blood goes to EasyHoon. They're going to chase Gorilla as well. Prey got taken down, and now they can turn onto Lee. This one may not be quite over yet. SKT looking for another kill or two. And they're going to go in on a Smeb. That's a lot of damage. There's Mega Gnar. Oh, the flash. They couldn't quite catch him with the ultimate.
He flashed the Gnar ult right there.
That was pretty impressive by Smeb to get out of that one.
Very, very close fight. 1-for-1 in the end, but second drag going over to SK Telecom.
Now, first blood as well.
They managed to get Wolf down in the end, but it was a pretty desperate chase from the GE Tigers at the end of that fight. Prey goes down. He's behind in CS now. And he's going to lose some more minions onto his bottom turret. They want to make a play here onto EasyHoon, but
EasyHoon's playing it
still
a bit
has
safer.
his ult up, so.
Yep, and he's got his flash. I don't think you're going to be catching this Azir. And neither does GE. SK Telecom just simply playing around these objectives quite a bit better than GE right now.
It's amazing to me, too, because GE is the team that has been incredibly solid in picks and bans this entire season, and to come out with this Aurelia at this time is quite unlike them.
Yeah.
They've been at the vanguard in terms of setting the meta. I would say, well, at least pre-Cinderhulk patches, I would say that crown went over to SK Telecom and CJ once Cinderhulk came out.
Well, 5.5 is really where everything did start to kind of fall apart for the GE Tigers, and Lee especially, but yeah, this Aurelia pick is a bit puzzling. GE coming down the river now.
Just want to clear out some wards. I mean, their jungle has been repeatedly, their bottom side has been repeatedly heavily warded by SKT.
Yep. Wow, nice poke on the Kuro. Jeez, look at that damage.
I think SKT just has a fantastic read on how GE wants to play these games.
Oh, grab on the bank is pulled right into the box there. Can they possibly save him? Tom and Wolf are there as well, so no follow-up onto that ultimate from Gorilla.
Nothing they can do. Blue buff is stolen by Tom in this instance. And now EasyHoon is going to solo kill. Whoa!
Wow. We need a replay of that one.
Wow,
are we sure that's EasyHoon in the booth there? Oh, yep, it's EasyHoon.
That almost never happens with EasyHoon.
Camera says EasyHoon, but the game's saying Faker right now. What a play.
Well, he still had his ultimate up. He knew that the summoners were down.
Oh, meanwhile, a dive on the bot lane. Girl in a little bit of trouble. Wolf having to back away. That's a lot of damage. Bang. One more rocket may do it. Here comes EasyHoon. He's coming back in. Rename this guy Fakerhoon now, man. He's coming in. He wants to do damage. He'll just poke Prey out. Why not?
Great zone play on that dive. Prey just had nowhere to go, and EasyHoon showing up in the bottom side, picking up another kill. All of a sudden, 3 kills at 14 minutes for EasyHoon in this game. Smeb is finding himself under his turret, chunked nearly to 1/3 right now again.
Oh, it's a dive. Smeb trying to get away with that, but they're just going to take down the turret and then deal with this Aurelia. There's the chilling smite. They're going to slow him down. There's the stun. Smeb trying to fight for his life, but I think he's in trouble. Nice ultimate coming in from Todd. Boom goes the ice dynamite, I guess you could say. A kill for Marin. And Lee continuing to just be in huge trouble this match. SK Telecom really starting to run away with this one already.
Again, they know where to apply the pressure. Now, how did this go down? Kuro looks pretty safe on his turret. He bent it afterwards, so saw that opportunity, used the E onto his soldier, and then moved it right at the end. So pretty easy play, actually, just knowing.
So. Well, Wolf's going to get taken down here, it looks like. Oh, knocking away Sejuani. Can he make it out? Heals. Can he get over the wall? He doesn't even have flash. This cow, brings him deep into the jungle. What is this going to cost him? A lot of damage onto their mid lane turret.
Now, that delay, because they were trying to give it to Kuro, did cost them some damage on mid. Now, it wasn't so much the mechanics of that Azir play that were impressive, Doa. It was the fact that this warding on the bottom side enabled it to happen.
Because the fact that EasyHoon was the one who was doing it. That's the part that made me say, wow.
Yeah, it's just that he was willing to make that play because they had total vision over one half of the jungle.
Yeah.
And so he had the necessary information and the knowledge of his current level of power to just go for it, as well as Kuro.
Oh, EasyHoon might be in a little bit of trouble now, though. Here comes Kuro to the wall. EasyHoon pushes him away with that ultimate. Oh, man, but it's a 4v1 flashing. Can he make it out? Death sentence! Oh, but he manages to cleanse it. Doesn't matter. Kuro gets the kill anyway.
Probably actually shouldn't have cleansed that and given the kill over to Gorilla if possible. But
I agree.
Even so, finds himself in a bit of a dicey situation, gets collapsed on by the support and the jungle of the enemy team.
Well, that's a couple picks now for the GE Tigers. SK Telecom does need to kind of Play a little bit more safely here, maybe.
Yeah, but they have the Trinity Force power spike onto Corki. They're sieging the mid lane turret, dragging up in 25 seconds. Easy Hoon will be able to get up by that time.
Oh, yeah.
And it's this Gnar versus this Aurelia. What are you going to do? Marin already has the Randuin's Omen here. And Prey, still no Infinity Edge. She's still looking for that first core item. Still going to be a very difficult fight for GE to win in spite of that kill.
Well, the vision kind of on both sides at the moment, although the Rift Scuttler is going over to SK Telecom's side right now. Marin still doing tons of damage. There's just nobody to stop him. Look at that. Already doing about a fourth of the health to that tier 2 turret.
Marin's been insane on Gnar today.
Yeah. It's pretty nuts. GE really wants this dragon. They've given up a lot to get this positioning in terms of damage on the top lane turret. If they can't get this, they're in quite a bit of trouble.
And the scary thing, too, is SKT has a substantial lead at this point of time. And if you're GE, you know that odds are in Game 3, Faker's coming in.
I think so,
it's not going to be easier.
Yeah, I think if SKT has a chance of 3-0, they're going to bring in Faker, they're going to bring in Bengi. You don't want to go down 0-2 to SK Telecom. GE starts that dragon, SK Telecom close by. Are they going to try it? There's the box effectively. Teleport's coming in. Meg, so doing okay. Whoa, Easy Hoon manages to steal the dragon, and now SKT going for the fight over the wall. He comes. A kill for Easy Hoon as well. SK Telecom, can they finish this one up? Meg going deep, making a double for Easy Hoon. And Kuro on the run. Gorilla and Prey on the run as well. Will it be a kill for Bang? Maybe, but it doesn't matter. They got what they came for. Man, watching Easy Hoon this game is when you find out the local librarian is actually a secret agent. That is insane.
Efficient and deadly.
No kidding. He can sort the books and sort out the bodies.
Well, not really sure what's going on with Lee's ability to smite today. It really has not been awesome.
That's true. Oh, goodbye, Gorilla. And Kuro flashes. Knocked away. Is it going to be another kill? Yes. Tom picks that one up as well. Marin in a little bit of trouble. He's about to become Mega Gnar, though. No problem at all. He'll be able to make it out. And SK Telecom really springing out to a huge lead in this one. It's 5,000 gold now.
Dragons at sub 20 minutes.
Crazy.
GE has not had an ounce of control in this game.
In this series, you mean?
Yeah, really, in this series.
Yeah, well,
they're trying to play around the top lane, but it just isn't working at all.
Aurelia's not doing anything. Wow, Easy Hoon, 7 out of 8. And kill contribution this game as well. 6-1-1.
Yeah, take a look at this fight again here. See the TP coming in and just 82 HP. One auto attack from the Sand Soldier clears it out, and Lee is just standing there right next to that Sand Soldier. Does die. Smev tries to get onto Easy Hoon. He gets ejected from the Dragon Pit by the Emperor's Divide. And then it's just cleanup as Bang moves forward, forces a flash out of play. He's got no mana to finish that kill off.
Yeah, they'll be, again, pretty satisfied with what they got so far. And we might see a pretty easy Baron as well. Look at this. They're just going to knock down mid-turret or come close to it. They've played out the siege aspect of this so well.
They're in a massive power spike as well with this composition, so it's really going to be quite nice for them in terms of sieging. Obviously, Marin is very strong at the moment as well, perfectly capable of dealing with this Aurelia, considering that he's building into a second item Thornmail at the moment, it would appear.
Yeah, all of this has given way to pretty massive CS leads in middle and, well, not middle, in AD carry and jungle as well, too, and top.
Really everywhere.
Yeah, pretty much everywhere except mid. But Easy Hoon's got 6 kills. He's not, he doesn't have time to kill minions. He's too busy killing players this game. It's one of the most aggressive Easy Hoon games we've ever seen.
Last time Prey played this Sivir too, it was against Najin, and that was a game, that was a couple of games that GE just crushed. They looked so prepared and so aggressive in the early game, but we're just not seeing it here today.
Another turret goes down. That is all 3 outer turrets in favor of SK Telecom T1. And Easy Hoon, just look at all the pressure this guy is putting on, man. So much damage. Talk about a one-man army.
Yeah, his choke control too. His control over his zones in this game has just been so fun to watch.
pretty next level as you here. And they're just going to keep pushing, man. They've got the Azir turret as well. Wow.
There's nothing they can do, really.
Well, they can try to flank. Gorilla and Lee want to give it a shot, but it looks like they'll pull back.
And this is one of those great things about Azir, is that if you get an early advantage, you can just pop this tower right here and just poke so hard, continue putting a ridiculous amount of pressure on with nearly no way to stop you.
Yep. Well, SK Telecom just kind of biding their time until the next dragon comes up, and it's only about 2 minutes away now. It would be their fourth already.
It's crazy to think that they had this many dragons early, but
yeah,
credit to Tom for reading that situation and going for that early dragon, choosing to put the first 2 points in consume, and then Bang and Wolf for protecting him. It allowed them to get that early lead and then fight at every dragon after that and continue to just push this game forward. That early dragon decision by Tom accelerated the pace of this game so much.
And what do you do if you're Smeb? Just nothing at this point. Didn't work game 1, worked even worse in game number 2 without that first blood. I think it's time for a new top lane pick.
Smeb is one of the players with one of the largest champion pools. Hey, there's Faker.
What in the world? That's something you don't see every day. All right, well, Baron activated by SK Telecom. They're going to back away. Faker mulling over his Chinese retirement plans. SKT will just keep pushing this mid lane forward.
Yeah, we have a bunch of former Korean scene players here tonight in Mata, Acorn.
Old Samsung guys here.
Yeah, they're all back in Korea after the LPL. And, you know, I'm sure he's checking out, talking to them, seeing what his options are, maybe.
True enough.
SK Telecom doesn't need me anymore.
Can't wait to see EDG at MSI here in this next week.
Yeah, it'll be fun to see all 10 Koreans that are going to that event.
Yeah. Can't wait to be at MSI next week. That's going to be fun. Tallahassee, baby. All right, SKT backing away as GE tries to make some moves on this dragon. Jeez. Whoa, Prey. I think he said one to get out of that one. Well, from downtown.
Up there's dragon number 4, totally uncontested
Ain't
here.
No thing, man.
And look at that, 4 pink wards on top side as well. There's no chance that GE can even get into the Baron bait. They can transition immediately into a Baron bait after this.
Jeez.
If they want to. Great vision control.
This is pretty disgusting at this point, man. GE Tigers just not able to really make any headway.
Bard's going to TP out. Kenny, he's not going to be able.
Gets out. He made it.
Very close.
Wow. Meanwhile, let's just take the mid lane turret too while we're at it. Why not? Hey, why stop there? Let's get the bottom lane tier 2 as well.
GE's doing that thing again where they start to lose and then they just only gank top lane.
Yeah. Oh, well, there's big plan SKT, but no follow-up there. Easy back away. Here comes the damage. The box has been put down. Meanwhile, some zoning. Top trying to get out as well. Wolf doing what he can. He will go down. There's a kill for Smeb. Another kill goes on to Frey. Meanwhile, Easy in a little bit of trouble here. Smeb comes in with the stun. Empress divide. Forces him back. Smeb gets blown up by Bang. Easy and Bang, the dynamic damage duo. Backing out in the bot lane now.
Well, GE knows what they need to do. They have to go after some picks right now and try and turn things around with this Aurelia, but it's too late. It's another instance where GE does the right thing, but it's too late. And as we see, Lee goes in here. Wolf immediately pops his ultimate. They get the flash out of Easy Hoon. So they have this 3v3, but then Kuro gets lanterned in. They're able to just deal the damage necessary. Bang has no mana right here. Marin has no rage. And he has no TP.
Looked dangerous for Easy Hoon for the second there until that ult came out.
Will do take down Smeb in the end, but
Prey's really just not doing much damage this game, it seems like, too.
And GE getting the skirmishes they want. They don't want those full 5v5s. They want 3v3s, and SK2 just going to go for it right now.
Wow, and that Baron is going to go down so fast. Look at that Gorilla. All he can do is just watch and be sad as SK Telecom takes an easy Baron. 4 dragons, a Baron, 5 turrets to 1. And it's only 26 minutes in the game, guys.
You know, I thought this final would be 3-1 in favor of SK Telecom, but this is much more decisive than I would have imagined.
I mean, we both kind of assumed, all right, maybe they'll try Tom and Easy in game one, they'll lose, then they'll bring in Bengi and Faker, then we'll see the real series begin. But man, the real series began in game number one, and Tom and Easy seem very much up to the challenge here in the grand finals.
Certainly do. Well, here we go. Another tower goes down 27 minutes into this game.
Just when you think this SK Telecom team can't get any scarier, now they're having games like this in the finals with their subs.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, more pressure just on all three lanes. Well, 2 of 3 lanes anyway.
Why not? You have split push advantage. You have a Baron buff.
Well, that wave down the bot lane is going to be pushing soon too.
There we go, Marin autoing it, using that range one more time, and making GE dance from top to mid over and over and over again. But that Azir tower is just so difficult to deal with because you can't walk up to kill the cannon minion at that point.
Yeah, that's true.
It's really an effective sieging strategy once you have that Baron buff.
And I am just completely blown away by how these games have gone, how well SK Telecom has looked. That turret taking a lot of damage. Wow, easy.
Oh, he's got Luden's Echo.
So hard.
Oh, he's got Echo onto the Azir now. The poke is pretty crazy.
Yep. Well, these turrets are going to fall very, very soon. They're going to just rotate up the top. Take that one. Here we go. GE trying to come in. Bank. Valkyrie's wing gets caught by the ultimate from Sejuani. Frey looking for an opportunity to do damage. Spam goes down immediately. There's a Naro. Knocks him right out of the box. And the kills come in for SK Telecom. Frey in big trouble. There's another kill for EasyHoon before he goes down. The inhibitor's not going to last long. They're going to take it and leisurely stroll away into the mid lane. They're going to leisurely stroll to victory here in game number 2. EasyHoon, easy life, guys.
Yeah, I don't know if they can finish right now with the timer so low, but they may be able to take one Nexus inhibitor, or one Nexus turret rather.
Not having EasyHoon really does make a difference, doesn't it? Kuro up in 10 seconds. I think they can do it. They're going for it. Lee trying for his life to defend. Smeb coming back up. Here we go. The Nexus under attack. Gorilla Smeb trying to save it. Knocked away by Wolf. There goes the Nexus. SK Telecom with the subs up 2-0 in the grand finals. I can't believe it.
Well, EasyHoon's been playing great. Had a little bit of a mistake in the mid lane right there. Did get picked off, but other than that, he's really showed up. Well, on Azir and Cassiopeia. These are champions that he's been, I mean, Azir is new for him, but the Cassiopeia he's been great on so far this season.
Well, GE had the pose at the start of this one, but SKT should make them look like posers, aren't they?
Yeah, you gotta say it. You gotta wonder what's gonna happen in this top lane, and it really, GE just needs to read what Tom is doing, and SK Telecom's goals better. Just put Smeb on a tank that he can teleport in with and try and at least fight over some of these dragons in the bottom side instead of just giving him up.
And the thing is, it's not getting any easier from here, right? I think now is the time we see Bengi come in. Now is the time we see Faker come into the mid lane. You can't deny the fans Faker. If there's a chance they're going to 3-0, I think you put him in.
I think they'll keep Tom and put Faker in. That's what I think they're going to do.
Yeah, I could see that. Okay, sure.
Tom really seems to have Lee's number in this game.
I hope they put Bengi in, though. He played so well in their match against CJ. He deserves a game in the finals.
Well,
IMO.
We'll see what SK Telecom and Koma right there, their coach, decides to do.
Yep.
He's very animated right now, waving his pen around.
Yep. Well, SK Telecom up 2-0 here in the Champion Spring Grand Finals. When we come back, we will see if they can make it a 3-0 and punch their tickets to the mid-season invitational and hoist that spring trophy. Don't go anywhere, guys. We'll be back with maybe the last game of the night here on Champions Korea. Don't go anywhere.